Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chasing Fruit Loops. This is an online sensation running out of Bobby Lacera's Paradise Studios. I am Princess Jerry Cannoli, and tonight, my special guest, medium, tarot card reader, and comedian, Kristen Tinsley.
Hi, everybody. Hello.
Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
I
Thank you for
really
having me.
appreciate it. This is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna get real interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely going to get interesting.
So you are a medium.
Yes.
Okay, a lot of people don't understand the difference between medium and psychic, so
Okay.
why don't we let you take
So,
over there?
Psychics perceive and mediums receive. So a psychic is somebody who would like predict things. Like I predict that in 2 months you're going to meet somebody. Right?
Right in time for Christmas!
Exactly. And a medium is someone who actually has the gift to communicate with the dead. So, yeah.
Ooh.
If you're not freaked out now.
Nah.
But yeah.
I practiced Wicca for a long time.
Okay.
And when the pandemic hit, I went straight back to Christianity.
Yeah, I am a Catholic. I was raised Catholic, but I'm also Native American. So there's like
That's where
a
you get that
fine
gorgeous
line
hair
of,
from.
Well, yeah, but I mean, more so from like my Irish grandmother, but like I'm a whole plethora of things. But yeah, I don't, people often associate being a medium or being a psychic with witchcraft. While there are some who do, practice witchcraft, Wicca is more like, nature, Satanist is more of like, to yourself. But I actually don't practice like voodoo, juju, anything like that. So a lot of people think, oh, you're doing the devil's work. And it's not the devil's work because I get my messages from God or angels or my spirit guides. They're from like ascended masters, from deities, stuff like that. There's no, at least with me, there's no witchcraft or anything like that involved in what I do. So.
Were you always a medium?
Yeah, I was born this way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So as a kid, stuff was going on?
As a child, I would say that I would more so see ghosts, but not really understanding what I was seeing.
Right.
But it really actually started to kick in more after I had a near-death experience. Well, actually, I did die when I was 18 years old. I was having a procedure. Yeah, I had a procedure that was supposed to be very simple. They didn't test my lungs the right way. There was a lot of fluid in my lungs. And when they intubated me, everything just shut down. So I was dead for like 5 minutes.
Oh, good Lord.
And then after that is when I started to really start to get a lot of messages. Like my intuition started coming up like really, 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 really strong. But I've always been, the type of like I'll go to a party and like I'll be sitting next to someone and I'll be like, did your grandmother die? Or I'll just say something and they'll be like, how did you know that? And I'm like, and I couldn't explain it until like the pandemic, where I was like, okay, now everything's starting to come in because everything was so quiet and everything was just so, I was actually able to open up my gift more and understand it and find teachers to be able to help me to understand what was happening and how to interpret it. And now the more I go, the stronger it gets.
That is so cool.
So, yeah.
So with the medium, have you had any experiences that completely freaked you out?
Yes. Okay, yes. I was going to save this, but I'll talk about it now. So I went to a barbecue at the end of August at a friend's house. And one of my friends mentioned, Kristen's a medium. So this guy that was sitting across from me, he's like, I don't believe in it, I don't believe in it, I don't believe in it, I don't believe in all that stuff. And like skeptics, whatever, like they can just whatever. So he pulls me aside and he says, come to my house. And I want to show you, I want to see if you can pick up on what's going on. So I walk into this man's house, beautiful home. But as soon as I walked by the basement window, I felt like this very like pressurized heat, like on the side of my head. So I knew that there was something. So as soon as I walked in, I was like, take me upstairs. And I went up to this bedroom and I felt like a lot of energy. Because like if somebody had ever died in the house or if there's any sort of spirits in the house, I'm going to feel it right away. Because they're going to immediately be attracted to me because they know they can communicate with me if I allow it. So then I said to him, well, the energy is here centered in the house, but take me to the basement. So we go downstairs to the basement, and sure enough, there are 5 bar stools from like Prohibition times. Okay, like very, very old bar stools cemented into the ground of the house. And this man started telling me that he would see all these figures coming in and up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs. And his daughters, who would sleep upstairs, would say that there were men coming into the room touching them, and they thought it was their grandfather. And I was like, no. No.
Ooh.
So the youngest daughter comes up to me and she says, oh, you're a medium. I've always wanted to be a medium. And I explained to her, I said, this isn't something that you just become, it's something you're born with. You can't just become a medium. So we can't take like a certification class or anything like that. Like you actually have to be born with it. So she tells me, she's like, oh, I watched this show on YouTube about these guys that went to a conjuring house and there was a medium on there. I watched the same show a week prior to going to the barbecue doing research for my new show, Comedians Hunting Ghosts, which is going to be here on Strong Island. But that wasn't the scary part. So we get back to actually, I'll tell you this little thing. So I kept getting images of dolls because The Conjuring is about a haunted doll. There was a haunted doll that was a part of that movie, a small part of the movie. It was a haunted doll. Kept getting dolls. Sure enough, in the basement, there was a bin of dolls. And I said, there's an entity in this house, a spirit in this house that's attracted to these dolls. You need to get rid of these dolls. So further talking to the daughters, I found out that there was a little girl that was friends with another one of the daughters that had died. That was 6 years old. I knew she died on Halloween. I knew how old she was. But she wasn't the problem in the house. So we get back to the barbecue, and after confirming everything that's going on in the house, everything that's been going on, the guy just flipped out on me. He's like, you're a liar. Like, everything you said is wrong. You're a liar. You're a liar. He just started attacking me. And he says to me, he goes, why don't you go back to your Native American reservation? This guy did not know I was Native American. Then I found out that he is going to be going to jail because he got arrested for smuggling alcohol in between state lines and sleeping with
minors,
like a prostitute that lived across the street because he was taking her with. And I was like, oh my God, this is not just a haunting, it's a freaking possession. And I said, that's beyond my realm. And then the other guy that was there, so I knew that this was a negative male energy that could influence people, especially low vibrational people. So then the other guy started saying, well, I was going to invite you to come to my restaurant to do readings, but now that I see that you're a fake, I'm not going to. And he didn't even say hello to me, like he just got there. So I realized that there was a lot of influence with negative energy. And I said, you know what? Both of you can shut up. You're both shut down, and that's it. And I just moved myself away from the table. But that was the recently very freaky thing that had happened to me when I realized that somebody was actually possessed.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Did you ever find out what the heat was coming from the basement window?
It was that energy. Alfonso! What's up, ma'am?
I didn't want to, but
yeah, no, he's funny. Yeah, we know each other.
I love him.
Yeah, it was just that energy.
Wow.
You know, like I went to go do a reading in someone's house. I knew nothing about the people. Like when I usually go for reading, I don't want to know anything about anybody. Don't tell me anything. Just let me figure it out myself. And I went upstairs to use the bathroom with the person who set up the group reading. And I walked past this bedroom and I felt this very intense, hot, heavy heat. And I said, what happened in this room over here? Sure enough, the brother of the girl that lived in the house died in that room. So that is how I learned to recognize that there's an entity, that there's a spirit in the house.
I have nothing coming around me, right? I'm good?
I think so.
Okay.
I think you're okay. I think you're okay.
Just not mentally.
I think you're okay.
A little cuckoo up there, but you know.
I think you're okay.
Thank you. So I was going to, poof. That, this is from him.
I know.
He makes me go.
He infiltrates. He's haunting us.
Brain fart because of Al. Anyhow, how about one of the most hopeful ones? How about a hopeful story? Good outcome type thing, you went to somebody's place and you gave them hope and...
I had a friend, I'm not going to mention her name, but I had a friend that I was with, and I was up by the Herkimer diamond mines, and Herkimer diamonds happen to be very good for psychic abilities. I didn't know that they were up there till the next day. She had thought that her friends had actually done something to give her cancer of what she died from. And it turns out that I was able to find out that it was not that. And she had thought this the whole time. And so I said, that's not true. This isn't, I understand the connection that you're making. So she was able to heal from that. As far as hope, being able to talk to somebody that's lost someone, it's very difficult to give people hope, because when you've lost someone, people don't understand. It's hard to, they don't understand what death really is. They understand it on a level of the person's no longer here anymore, and they're sad about that. But what death really is a fear of being not you anymore. Death is not about the people that get left behind. Death is about letting go of the self. Imagine not being you anymore. You're not you anymore. You will never, after you die, you will never be you again. And now you're just left with the energy that you've accumulated over a lifetime of being however long you were here.
Does it mean I can go out and really haunt people if I wanted?
You can, although I wouldn't recommend that.
Oh.
I mean, our job here is to learn as much as we possibly can, so that when we die, we could become guides for other people. The expression "get good in God's graces" means a lot, because what God will do is he will see that you're good enough to be able to help other people, to guide other people. There's a hierarchy when you die. They have the spirits that are just kind of drifting around the realm. Then you have the ascended masters, you have the angels, you have a bunch of other things. And the higher you go, and it doesn't mean just because somebody is a newborn baby that they're a new soul. Actually, new souls go into animals. But the new soul is reserved for the purest, the earth angels that come here to learn the most. That's usually started as animals. But you could give birth to a baby that has a 10,000-year-old soul that's just finally coming down here to experience what it's like to be human, to experience the emotions, to experience things.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's very cool. How about reincarnation?
I do believe that there are souls that do come back. There are souls that sometimes are granted that. You have to be granted that to be able to come back reincarnated, but you're not going to remember it. If there was something very serious that you needed to complete in your life, some sort of karmic debt that you needed to pay in your life, then yes, you could possibly come back in reincarnation. But that's basically, the same soul does keep coming back, is what reincarnation essentially is.
Back.
Well, a lot of people say that, but, sometimes you just don't kind of have that choice. You can come back as anything you want. You can come back as a fly. You can come back as a dog. You can come back as a squirrel. You can come back to experience all different types of lives. You don't know your soul until you pass on. And then it's like, okay. And then, Spirit shows you everything that you've been through in life, And then you get to decide, what am I going to do from here?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to come back. I mean, once I'm gone, I would just rather, well, depending on which way I go. But I don't believe in that one.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people ask me,
is there a hell, heaven?
Yeah, a lot of people do ask if there's like a heaven or if there's a hell. I don't believe that there's a hell. I think that why would somebody be created here to come down here to learn lessons, right? I already saw what he said.
Thanks, Al. Thanks. Yeah. I'm only coming back if you come back, Al.
Exactly. Why would we be punished for the things that we do here on Earth? You know what I mean? Why would we be punished for it?
Interesting question, and I have no answer for that.
Right.
I don't want to be punished. I have enough.
I get you.
Yeah, definitely. Do you feel that this goes against the being a medium and doing the tarot cards, do you feel that it goes against the religion you were born with?
Yeah, most people that were raised Catholic or Christian or anything like that would say that it does go against it. But ask a priest where they get their messages from. Who do they pray to? What do they say? People have been listening to stories in the Bible that are completely fabricated, that are completely based off of stories that people create in their own mind. You know what I mean? Like they don't, you know? So are there priests that are mediums? Are there priests that use tarot or use other ways of communicating with spirit? Yes, they do. So I would say that, I would say that. But I would never think that, a church that allows the harm of innocent children to dictate what to define me. You know what I mean? I read the Bible at a very young age. I've always been a very spiritual person. I've always listened to it. I've always listened to, all kinds of different religions. It's not just one. I can't just listen to just one religion and just be so closed off to that. I have to be open to everything because there's all kinds of people out there. So, yeah.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. See, me, like I said, I was born Catholic. I went over to the Wiccan side. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, just the Christianity seems to be sitting really nice with me. I'm very at peace. A lot of things have happened. We're slow with work. Nothing's coming in. And I'm just like, God's got my back. I'm good.
Exactly. And people believe that. So to say that, like when I tell people, like when I talk about like spirit or something like that, I'm talking about those same spirits. Those same types of where God's got your back or your angels have your back or like your guides have your back. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the same thing. So it's not anything different. I'm not naming anybody like specific. Are there darker sides to tarot? Are there darker sides? Absolutely. Are there people who do things that are evil and, there's a million different ways that people can do it, but, I just don't walk on that side.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go there either. That's
because you have to
karma.
pay.
That's
right, you
karma.
have to pay. You have to pay those entities back. You can't just say I'm gonna.
Like I said, I've done messed up things in the past, and hopefully with all the crappy things that have happened to me, that kind of evens out the slate. I'm not going down. I don't know if I'm going up. I might be stuck in the middle for a while.
Yeah. Right.
But, is there a purgatory? Do we know? Do you think?
I think Joseph Markoczewski, how do you say that? I think he's probably going to be in purgatory. Yeah. So
he's a pastor.
He's a pastor?
Pastor Ski, yeah. He's from the Russian Wind Biker Church.
Right, okay. So that's why he's saying all these things. But if you're a pastor and you're really a person of God, you must not follow that path. Because for you to say that I'm manipulating things or that I'm manipulating people, the words that you cannot prove from the Bible that you speak from is manipulation also. If anything, that's more fabricated because that's not directly from the voice of God. So blessed be to you, sir, and have a good night.
Okay, on that note, let's take a
quick
break. ALJ Service Center, 2100 Belmore Avenue in Belmore. Ray and the crew have an outstanding reputation in the Belmore community, built by hard work, honesty, and professionalism. ALJ specializes in computer diagnostics for today's modern automobiles. Whether it's domestic or foreign, ALJ assures your vehicle is at peak performance when it leaves. ALJ also offers expert restoration and repair on vehicles as well as antique, classic, and muscle cars. Call ALJ for your automotive needs. 516-409-4433. Once again, that number is 516-409-4433.
This is Jerry Ann Casola. She has just finished working on a collection of short stories about the love and joy rescue animals can bring. Each chapter contains a message about how people should and could be kinder to animals. The book is rated G, meaning family friendly. To order Life in the Pits, send $13 to paypal.me/Jerry-Ann Casola.
I'm just a lone love song, struck by a hole in my heart. Oh, not my circus, not my monkey. Monkey see, monkey do, monkey see. Yeah, but I ain't you.
Pit of Our Souls, a nonprofit animal rescue that deals primarily with pit bulls but will never turn away any dog, no matter what breed or size. Their primary focus is not only to rescue and rehome those in need, but to educate and rehabilitate to prevent the cycle from continuing. Pit of Our Souls offers boarding, training, and as much assistance as possible to those in need. Call Pit of Our Souls 516-308-6221 or check out their website www.pitofoursoulsrescue.com. And we're back with Kristen Tinsley, medium, tarot card reader, and comedian.
Yep.
Let's talk about some comedy stuff.
Yeah.
How in good Lord's name did you get up and start doing comedy?
Okay, so I met this guy who was like a complete like idiot. I'm not gonna get into the whole story, but he started bringing me to this bar where they had open mics. And comedy had always been like a big part of my life. Like I'd always like, I grew up in the 90s, so we listened to like Adam Sandler and like, you know, all those
Love
types of
him.
things, right? Like I used to listen to that album every night. And comedy has always been there. Like I've always read books about comedy, like, you know, about comedians writing books and like just watching Saturday Night Live and all that stuff. And then I started going to this bar to be with this guy that I was dating, and they were doing an open mic, and somehow I was just like, all right, I'll give it a shot. Because they were like, oh, you should try it, you should try it. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. So I went up there, and I did my thing, and I just never got off the stage.
Wow.
I just kept doing it. Because it was fun. It was like a jumping point. You know what I mean? Like I actually come from the film industry. So I've always been in some form of entertainment.
Okay.
But, you know, working in movies, working in film takes a lot of time, you know, because I only like the independent parts of things. I've never done like anything like big Hollywood or anything like that other than like working with screenplays and stuff like that because I'm a writer. So for me, it's once you know how to write, it's easy for you to pick up on certain things.
Right.
But I just dove into it and just kind of, I didn't take like the comedy classes. I didn't like... You know, I just like learned as I went, like how to write a joke, how to tell a joke, and then just kind of just got sucked into this world of joke telling, you know.
Right.
And you know, for me, it's, you know, I like it. It's fun. It's engaging. I get to meet people. I get to talk to people.
How did you meet
know.
this character, Al?
Who? The first time I actually met Al when he was writing comments. Somebody showed me the comments that were being written, and I was laughing and laughing, and then I actually met him in person at MobCon recently, and you know, that's how we actually met each other.
He's off his wall.
He's a funny guy. But you know what? He's a person that speaks his truth. He's not afraid to call someone out. He's not afraid to say things. He's not afraid to be like, listen.
Did you meet his friend Joe too?
No, I don't think so. No, I think he was there by himself.
You
Yeah, he was
don't
there by himself.
understand the dynamic of these two. Do you see what they do to each other on
I think
social media?
I think I saw some of the comments that he was writing also.
Unbelievable. I love you. You make me laugh. I really appreciate you. Mwah. I love this guy. I really do. If he wasn't married, what I would do to him. Oh, you don't have to crouch down. There's no camera. The camera's up there. See, he loves me too, sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of, kind of, maybe. So, how about a venue, like at a venue, people heckling you? How do you handle that? I mean, I saw how you handled the last one. That was nice and
Exactly
professional.
how I handle that. I don't, because I realize that people want attention. People have an opinion. People have something to say most of the time, and they want to be a part of the show. They want to be a part of something. They want to try to, like, if somebody thinks that they're funny, or somebody thinks that they're better than you. Like, there's some people that are very bitter in the world where they'll want to be like, oh, I wanted to be a comedian. Like, if you actually talk to these people, oh, I wanted to be a comedian, or I tried it and it didn't work out. Okay, so now you spend your life buying tickets to go to other people's comedy shows, and you're miserable about something, so now you need to attack someone. And you need to say things, and you need to heckle, and you need to... the worst heckling I've ever had was from this, like, drunk guy at a bar. It wasn't a bar. It was during the pandemic, during the secret show times, the underground shows. And alls I said was, "Who's single here?" And he flew out of his chair, and he starts screaming about how he's single. And who the F am I to talk about him? And I'm like, no one's talking about you. And everybody in the place was like, oh, no, it's okay. Like, he's always like this. Well, if you know that he's always like this,
why do you let him in?
Like, yeah, why would you let him into the show?
Why would you give him alcohol?
Right, and he was like inches from my face, like screaming in my face. I'm like, is anyone going to get this guy away from me?
I probably would have punched him.
Oh, it was horrible. So then I said something to him, and because he said, oh, you would be honored to be with me. And I said, sir, you're so old that if you pulled your pants down, okay, it would look like it snowed outside, okay? And I would come up looking like I ate a powdered donut, and that shut him up real quick, okay? So he sat down in shame, and then afterwards, of course, he gets dragged out because he's now, like, ridiculously drunk, okay?
Obnoxious,
and starts screaming at, like, me and two other comedians about how, we suck, we're not real comedians. He's the person that the Dan Romano show, not the Dan Romano show, I'm sorry, Ray Romano. Ray Romano? Is that the show? What the hell's the name of the show?
Oh,
Everybody Loves Raymond?
Yeah. That is
oh my
funny
God.
show.
Sorry, Dan. Did not mean to shout him out. He started screaming about how the show is based off of him. And we're all just like looking at him. He's screaming. We could hear him from 2 blocks away. He's like, I'm Ray Romano. You don't know who I am. I'm the funniest comedian in the world. He's like hanging out of the car. His friends are like mortified. And I was like, wow, how
God.
sad. There you are. It was just, but yeah, that was like the worst, like, heckling that I've ever experienced. But for the most part, like, if somebody wants to heckle, like, usually in most places there's security that will take them out.
I got heckled. Listen to this crap. I don't do comedy. I'm terrified to be in front of a crowd. I can do my show. I have no problem. I have no problem, communicating with people and everything. But I cannot get up there. I cannot sing an open mic. I can't, nothing.
Right.
So here I am, big, fat, and pregnant in Florida. And I went to a comedy club with a couple of people that, my neighbors.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, oh, look at this fat one over here, this, that, and the other thing. And I turn around and I go, fat? I go, I wouldn't talk about fat, you fat. I go, I'm effing pregnant. And I looked at my friends, I'm like, this is why I take my own car. I'm going home now. And everybody started clapping for me. I'm like, oh my God.
If a comic is going to blatantly, like, go for people in the crowd, like, expect to get something said back to you. And actually, that's why a lot of people, like, especially, like, a lot of my friends were like, we don't like to go to comedy shows because we're afraid that we're going to get heckled. And it's like, yeah, but not all comedians
not all
go
comedians
for
are
people
like
in the crowd.
I like that Jeff Dunham guy with the pumpins.
Yeah, he's funny.
I kill you.
He's very funny.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's see. When in the comedy world, did you just start out of nowhere? Did you just fly into it? You just got up there and did it? Yeah, just got up there and
did it. I did the open mics and I practiced, and you just kind of learn as you go, because I wasn't interested in taking comedy classes I wasn't interested in sitting there and having someone teach me their way of telling a joke or their way of doing
You want to do it on your own.
Right. I want to, you do it on your own.
wanna
You
be
find your
you.
own voice. You find your own style. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't like to read from a book or take lessons from someone with anything, because it's like, all right, I want to do my own thing, and if it's completely horrible, then it's completely horrible, But I never watched, even like coming into comedy, I never watched any professional comedians after that. I've watched them like before, but once I got into comedy, I stopped watching them because I didn't want their style to be influenced. I didn't want, to take on someone else's style or be tempted to take someone's joke and reformat it and make it,
Right. So basically, you just go up there, you ad-lib your stuff, and you base it on something that has happened to you? Or?
Yeah, I usually keep it to myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's the safest way. Especially now, comedy has changed, where you used to be able to just go after anybody you wanted or say whatever you wanted.
Right.
But now everybody's like super duper sensitive. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody wants to just get on social media and just start like blabbing their mouth without realizing that there's repercussions for that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, alls it would take, look at people have lost their jobs for saying things. There is no more, free speech. There is no more anything like that.
It's bad out there.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's
and you don't want to get hit.
Central.
I've heard of, comedians getting hit because they've said something that was like borderline racist or, something where people have actually been attacked or, even female comedians on stage, sometimes men will get up there and grope them or, they think that, oh, it's funny, it's comedy, it's just a joke. But some things are not a joke.
That is definitely not a joke. I couldn't imagine being grabbed on stage. I'd probably be mortified. Or I'd pull out the taser and zap them.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's why I started producing my own shows, because when I was able to, I realized that there's cliques of people that stick together and they work with their own people because they've been working with each other for a very long time, and they, form this like loyalty alliance.
Right.
And then there's people who just do it on their own. And I was like, well, because most of the female comedians, if you're not this gorgeous, sexy person who somebody said, you should do comedy because we're secretly trying to fuck you, you kind of have to do things on your own. When I started comedy, I was well over 460 pounds, and, I've lost a lot of weight since then. So...
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Al wants to know, what time does the groping start?
After the show. After the show.
8:01, Al. You're on. You got it. You're on.
Yeah.
So how did you start producing your own? That's a lot, right? That takes a lot of work and effort to produce a whole show.
Not really.
No?
The room is available at Governor's. That's one thing that I found out. Anyone can put together a flyer, book some comedians, sell some tickets, get up there and do a show.
Get out of here.
Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but when I started, I had a partner, and we wanted to do something a little bit different. We wanted to have themes. We wanted to be able to sell tickets in a way that people could be involved in the show, even with not really being involved, like doing like sponsorships and stuff like that, sponsored sheet, And then I started doing something called comic-ercials, where it was comedians, acting out little skits for people's businesses.
Oh, wow.
So I was a part of I Love Kickboxing at the time. So we did one for I Love Kickboxing. We did one for Strong Island Electric. We did one for, basically anybody that bought seats. So what they would do is they would buy a seat, and then we would donate those seats for free. So we were advertising their business. So they were getting some advertising time during a show, sold out crowd. And then, we would post all of their information during social media. So it was just a way to be able to build a community and be able to, get, smaller businesses out there as well as ourselves.
Oh, wow.
So the first show that I ever did was called Vagisilly. And that stemmed from Vagisilly to Vagispooky, a Halloween show. So like maybe once or twice a year, I do an all-female lineup of female comedians, just female comedians. And then I do another one, the fat version, where it's usually typical all men. Because there's a lot of men in comedy. There are quite a few female comedians, but
Not as much as
not as
men.
much, and they
No
don't get as
way.
much stage time. So I figured that I would do something like that. But we always did, like, we would dress up. You know, Vag Spooky is actually going to be October 9th. So like,
What
we
does
would
that
dress up.
entail? Vag is spooky.
Well, it's just a name. It's just something that people, it's just a signature name. It's just
Okay.
something that, you know, when you're trying to, like, you know, you want to get people's attention. You want to be able to, you know, that name definitely got a lot of attention. We did like 2 comic commercials for that. We did, you know, Vagisil cream to help this woman get a date. I mean, with the feminine fairies. I mean, we did
Fuck the
right.
tube over.
Yeah. We did all
Fuck the
kinds of
tube
crazy
over.
stuff. Yeah, I'm like sliding off this
Oh
chair.
my good Lord.
But yeah, I mean, you know, it's been a lot of fun. It's been, you know, quite a journey, and I've met, you know, quite a few interesting people along the way, you know. So,
Ooh, do tell.
well, I mean,
Any
I
hot
haven't,
single ones for me?
you know, most of that, I
I'm
mean,
trying.
most of the, well, I mean, there are, but, you know, most of the comedians are, you know, in their 20s and 30s, and they're
Oh,
just
30's
kind
right
of,
up my alley.
well, then go to a comedy show, because they're, you know, they're single, you know, you never know. I mean, start coming to shows and start going to open mics, you know, you never
Listen,
know.
I
You could be like
stopped
the,
drinking, okay? I'm 44 days of not drinking now.
Mm-hmm.
I crushed Jericho. I crushed Sunrise. And I make it home okay.
right.
I don't have to trust the reindeer mobile to, you know,
Right.
Rudolph, take me home, you know? Because that's how sometimes, you know, it's a little scary out there.
Well,
when you're-
drinking is definitely a big part of comedy shows, because there's always that 2-item minimum requirement. You know, sometimes, I mean, I've been known to get on stage completely drunk. Because, you know, I don't care. But,
you
I mean,
can't.
somebody pointed out to me, and they were like, yeah, you should not go on stage drunk, because when you're drunk, you think that you're like, you know, and you're coming off like crazy. So it's been an experience. It's been a way, but I mean, that's just my personality. That's just the type of person I am.
Yeah.
I've always been, you know, a little different, a little out there, you know. Yeah.
No, you seem like a fun person to go out
I
with.
am. I'm actually, yeah, I am. I'm a lot of fun. Yeah.
I need fun people in my life because it's pathetic at this point.
Johnny Lambrose is watching. Thank you, Johnny. Hi, Mandy. I love you too. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you.
All right, Al, 8:01. Let's take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
All right, so you want to do the tarot cards now?
Sure,
All right.
why not? Let's.
Teresa, why are you here?
I'm supposed to be to John LaRocque.
Bob?
8 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Commercial break! Ah!
Do you have paper towel?
ALJ Service Center, 2100 Belmore Avenue in Belmore. Ray and the crew have an outstanding reputation in the Belmore community, built by hard work, honesty, and professionalism. ALJ specializes in computer diagnostics for today's modern automobiles. Whether it's domestic or foreign, ALJ assures your vehicle is at peak performance when it leaves. ALJ also offers expert restoration and repair on vehicles as well as antique, classic, and muscle cars. Call ALJ for your automotive needs. 516-409-4433. Once again, that number is 516-409-4433.
This is Jerry Ann Casola. She has just finished working on a collection of short stories about the love and joy rescue animals can bring. Each chapter contains a message about how people should and could be kinder to animals. The book is rated G, meaning family friendly. To order Life in the Pits, send $13 to paypal.me/Jerryann Casola.
I'm just a lone, love torn, struck by a hole in my heart. Oh, not my circus, not my monkey. Monkey see, monkey do, monkey see. Yeah, but I ain't you.
Pit of Our Souls, a nonprofit animal rescue that deals primarily with pit bulls but will never turn away any dog, no matter what breed or size. Their primary focus is not only to rescue and rehome those in need, but to educate and rehabilitate to prevent the cycle from continuing. Pit of Our Souls offers boarding, training, and as much assistance as possible to those in need. Call Pit of Our Souls 516-308-6221 or check out their website www.pitofoursoulsrescue.com. And we're back. Kristen whipped out her tarot cards, and now she's going to, give me some advice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask me a question about, what do you want to do? You want to know about your love life?
Let's try my love life since I don't have one.
Okay.
You be quiet, Bobby.
We'll pull from the romance angels first to see what's coming up in your love life. So for Jerry, please, Spirit, please, and thank you. Give me some messages that Jerry needs to hear about her love life. Thank you. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So
Well, that
there's a
makes
past,
sense
but
because I'm
exactly.
not liking somebody right now.
Forgiving and learning, you have to release the past baggage in order to be able to move forward. Otherwise, you're going to keep attracting the same types of energies. Children, your love life is being affected by children, which is a very strange card. That can mean a lot of things. You could still have some children in your life that are older, that, still demand a lot of your attention. But like I said,
Take what resonates.
takes what
dump
resonates.
the-
So
and
leave the
dump
rest.
I watch TikTok, you know.
Right, exactly. Attraction. You attract romantic love by fully enjoying the moment.
Oh.
Right, okay. And we'll get one more before we go into the tarot. Okay. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens.
Ooh.
So actually what Spirit is saying, that there may be somebody from your childhood that you may be reconnecting with and getting to know again. This could be someone that you dated in the past. This could be someone that you've known for a while. Or you're going to meet a very young guy.
Another one?
Yeah. So ask me a specific question about somebody that you want to know about.
Oh, let's find out about my the guy that pursued me and then just ghosted me.
What's his name?
Tony.
Okay, Tony. Tony. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's get the T on Tony before we pull from the tarot. What's the T on Tony, Spirit? Really?
Are they supposed to fly out or something?
They don't.
No?
Destroyed, shattered, broken, and fucked up.
And the card
Falling
says-
apart, falling into
can
pieces.
Can I touch
pulled
the
together.
card?
Sure, you can touch those, yeah.
The card actually says shattered, broken, and fucked up. It's so
Falling
like-
apart, falling into pieces, all torn up. So this person, and then total drama. So this person obviously had a lot of drama in their life. This person is not a whole person. They're actually probably pretty scatterbrained, if you ask me.
I feel bad for him now.
Well, that doesn't have anything to do with you, but that type of, issue is probably what's going on. Like
Yeah.
he probably has a lot going on in his life, and that's why he's not right. And then worst nightmare. So you actually may have dodged a bullet here, because if this person is that shattered, broken, falling apart, and full of drama in your worst nightmare, that's probably not somebody that you want in your life.
Hold on.
Right.
And it says worst nightmare.
Worst nightmare.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
These are actually oracle cards. Oracle cards just back up the messages that are in the tarot. So is what I want to give you now is, so let's find out what you kind of need to release, what you need to surrender, so that you can, right, we'll leave those out.
Bye,
so you can
Tony.
move on with your life. So what needs to be surrendered here, Spirit, please and thank you. Surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. So don't force it. When you force things.
I'm not a go with the flow type of person.
What birth sign are you?
Cancer.
You're a water sign. You can go with the flow.
Okay.
Okay. Surrender to creativity. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem.
Oh, wow.
What else needs to be surrendered? Spirit, please and thank you. Surrender to low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. Okay? That's why you're attracting these types of low vibrational energies that are fucked up, that are broken, that are shattered, and that's your worst nightmare. Because when you're not complete, when you're not whole, okay, that's when those types of people are able to come in, okay? And if you spend a lot of time around people like that, it only gets worse, trust me. So
Now it gets worse.
well, you don't want to attract those types of people. You know what I'm saying?
True.
When you're whole
I have
and
enough
complete, you know who
issues.
you are. Right. So let's see. Show me the energy of Jerry, please, and thank you. Show me what's going on.
That's so cool how she shuffles.
That's not me. That's the hand of God. Okay. So you actually you're coming out, the Seven of Cups in reverse is coming out of an illusion. Coming out of the idea of all of these options, right? Five of Wands is about battling. It's about obstacles. You're battling something within yourself. You're battling your own energy. Queen of Wands here. You're battling your own energy. Surrender to creativity. Okay, you must have fire somewhere in your chart. Probably do. Okay?
That's my rising.
Which
Leo
is your rising?
my Leo.
Leo's your rising. Okay. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Queen of Wands. Okay. You're battling your own energy. Okay. You need to be able to realize that you're capable of manifesting the type of life that you want, the creativity that you want, the drive to move forward.
I just
there's
don't understand the
obstacles here.
manifesting part.
Manifesting is thinking about
Yeah, but it doesn't.
what you think is what you create. This is the energy that you have. What you think is what you create. If you think, I don't have, I'm not wanted, I'm not going to get, you're not going to get it. The universe does not understand the word I don't. It only understands I want. Understand?
I want the hot guy from Dubai with a lot of money.
Then manifest that.
I'll show you a picture of him later.
But that's that Seven of Cups there, where it's kind of like an illusion. Like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Okay, you may want a hot guy with a lot of money, but is there any depth to him? Probably
If
not.
I'm taken care of, I kind of don't care at this point. I'm old and decrepit. I'm sorry.
You're keeping yourself mentally stuck.
Okay, that's an interesting one.
You're keeping yourself. You have your blindfolds on. You're listening to a lot of squabble in your ear. Okay, you're not stuck. Look at the woman on this card. She's looking in a mirror. Is she stuck?
No.
No, she's not tied up. Her image is. Next to it, we have the Three of Wands. This is an energy of someone who's looking out into the world, waiting to see what's coming towards them. But yet, here we are, we're having trouble. We're moving backwards. We're not moving forward. We want to. We're fighting this, but we're not moving forward. Why are we not moving forward? Let's find out. I know why.
Why?
Your ex-husband. Something happened in that situation. I'm not going to talk about it.
No, my ex-husband is long gone. I haven't seen him in 30 years. I was married to him for 30 years and I never saw him.
You are capable of setting yourself free. You have fortune on your side. Okay? You have good luck. You have good fortune here. But you're carrying a lot of past baggage. This is a King of Wands in reverse. This is someone who carries the energy of sexual impulsiveness. This is somebody who's not a very impulsive person that doesn't use their energy the right way.
Yeah, that's the one I got rid of
Right.
before the other
This
one.
is you're adding this to the baggage. Do you really need to add this type of energy that was not in your life for a very long time to this pile of shit?
No.
You're ready to drop it. A 10 is the highest you can go in tarot. What's next, Spirit? What's next? Seven of Swords. This is about making amends. Queen of Pentacles. And and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So you're letting go of a lot of, you're dropping a lot of the materialistic parts of people. How much money they have, how good looking they are, what they can offer. You're letting that go. You're making amends with that side of you. You're making amends of the part that was stuck and trapped. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, that's like the slowest moving energy in the deck. This guy here that you're asking about, he wasn't going to bring you anything. He doesn't have anything to bring you.
This one was the one that like totally mentaled me out. This
Right.
this one.
Five of Cups. You're still thinking about it. You're still stuck on that.
Oh, well, that's the one that we
Worst
talked
nightmare.
about.
But now we know that's the worst nightmare. So now
Yeah.
you know that you can release that. Actually, let's get some truth on this. What would this person like to say? What does this person have to say? Tony. What sign is he?
I don't know. We never talked about.
You didn't get that far?
No.
Oh,
we talked about everything
I need
else.
to know your sign as soon as I meet you. Like, I don't even want your name. Like, what's your sign? I am becoming a better person, so he may be trying to work on himself. Maybe that's why he ghosted.
So he's a nice person, though.
He
Deep
could've
down, he
ghosted
is a very sweet
because
person.
he is fucked up and damaged and broken. Maybe he's working on himself. I'm becoming a better person. What else? It's time for me to heal now.
Go heal.
Go heal.
Go heal.
It's also time for you to heal, too.
Yeah.
I feel you even though we are apart.
Oh,
Ooh,
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
Uh-oh.
The JC word. It's bad.
It's all right to say Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, is with us here tonight as always.
Yeah. Wow. He feels me. Interesting.
I lost myself for a little while.
Yeah, probably in the bottle.
Something. Let me get two more. I want you.
Interesting. Bring the whip. Can't help it. I'm so fresh.
I left when I saw you with someone else.
I wasn't with anybody else. That's
He
weird.
may have thought that
Oh, well.
because there's an age difference.
Yeah, true. Big age difference.
He may have thought, oh, she can't possibly be interested in me.
Oh, I could.
You know, I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. Okay, so he may have like really woken up when he was with you. You know, he may have realized there's some issues in my life that I need to heal.
Right.
You know, everybody that comes into our life is either a lesson or a blessing. What's the next move for Tony? What's the next move of this King of Wands? Let's find out. He doesn't want to face you because he doesn't want to face judgment.
He's afraid of me.
He's afraid of you.
They're all afraid of me.
He's afraid of you. Yeah, he's stuck in loneliness, depression. He doesn't want to face
Hey,
that.
he could pick up the phone anytime he wants. I told him that. Mm-hmm. You want to talk, we could talk because
He doesn't-
always
yeah.
talked.
Right.
So that's the
Because
weird
he doesn't
part
want to
with me.
reveal how fucked up he is because he
I know
doesn't
how-
want to have to heal. Yeah, King of Swords. So he's going to be like very like arrogant, very manipulative. Like even if he were to speak to you, he's going to try to convince you that he's healed. He's going to try to convince you that there's nothing wrong with him. Like he's definitely, I would just let that energy, with the Chariot
Toodles.
here, bye, move on.
Interesting. That's,
So,
wow.
yeah,
Pretty on point for sure.
always.
After I'll tell you the rest of it.
Yeah, we don't want to reveal too much on the air.
just-
Ooh, my
just
girl's
watching.
hip. Yeah, we don't want to reveal too much.
Yeah.
This is just like a little example.
Hi,
and then
Job.
of course it goes. And then of course it goes deeper. You know, as the more, I mean, most people, like, this is just basically like the foundation, and then it goes more
That
and more
is,
and more.
you know, just for this basic, that is pretty damn in depth.
I don't mind being asked to ask about your mother.
Yeah, what about her?
What's the name? Debbie or D name?
I don't know because I was adopted, but my
Debbie.
mother's name is Florence.
Florence, okay. Is there a Debbie around you? No.
No,
Debbie
no
or D
Debbies.
name?
There's only Danny the cat.
The cat, okay, well, the cat, well, I mean, the cat, no, the cat wouldn't come through. I don't know why, but it asked about your mother,
No, weird.
but you don't know your mother.
Well, I know my mother, but I don't know the
You
one
don't know your
that.
adopted mother.
Yeah, I don't know who she is.
Okay, that's where the abandonment issues come from.
Oh, I know that one.
That's why even the shortest connection that you have, it can feel like such a heartache and such a loss, like all of that burdens. If you were able to find a way to connect with her, she might be able to explain to you and understand why she did what she did.
I'm actually not interested.
Yeah.
I don't really want to know.
You don't really want to know.
No. My brother did. My brother did the DNA. His father wants nothing to do with him, but his sister is willing to talk to him and
Right.
see him. See, if they turn around and said to me that they don't want to talk to me, I'd be crushed. So guess what? I just don't even want to go there. I know who my parents are. And the people that raised me
Right, so you're
are
good
the
with that.
greatest thing on the face of the earth. I have wonderful parents. They,
Yeah.
they're
So it's
very,
good with
very
that.
good to me. So I don't need to find some woman that basically dumped me.
Right. But that dumping, just that word,
Yeah.
right?
It's horrible.
It is horrible, but and that energy is still within us. Because I had, I knew who my dad was. I wasn't raised with him, but I was raised to believe that he just left me. And it bothered me, and it manifested in every single relationship that I ever had. But as long as you're aware of that,
Yeah.
and you forgive that and you release that, you'll find that things
Right.
are much better.
Oh, wow. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I love this girl. She's so cool. All
Thank
right,
you.
guys.
yeah.
It is that wonderful time.
We brought it in at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Damn,
I just
sister.
have to, well, first I have to thank my sponsors, which is Russ and Joanne from the Hitman Blues Band. I got Ray from ALJ Service Center. Do I have any other sponsors? I don't think so. I hope I didn't miss anything. I need to thank my viewers because without my viewers,
Yes, thank you
we
for
don't have a
watching.
show. I have to thank Kristen once again because she just opened me up. And of course, we have to thank Bobby because Bobby's the best producer in the whole wide world and we love him. See you guys next week.
Bye.